Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Odell Beckham Jr., a name that has become synonymous with jaw-dropping catches, electrifying highlight reels, and moments of sheer brilliance on the football field, has once again found himself at the center of headlines, though this time in a context that few could have predicted. At 32 years old, Beckham's NFL career has taken a turn that mirrors the unpredictability that has always defined his journey, a path marked by unforgettable highs, frustrating injuries, and constant speculation about what comes next. After being released by the Miami Dolphins in December 2024, Beckham entered what many assumed could be the twilight of a once bright career. His time in Miami was far from the fairy tale ending fans might have hoped for. 9 receptions for 55 yards across 9 games, and a complete lack of touchdowns painted a picture of a player struggling to regain his former explosiveness. Yet, Beckham himself has been steadfast in shutting down any talk of retirement, making it abundantly clear that he has no intentions of walking away from the game that has defined so much of his life. The NFL world watched and waited, curious to see if any team would roll the dice on a player whose talent is undeniable but whose body has been a persistent source of concern. Just as speculation about his NFL future intensified, Beckham made headlines in a direction no one saw coming, announcing a move into ownership in a rapidly expanding sports venture. The Ballers League, a UK-based fast-paced variant of soccer more akin to street football or futsal than the traditional 11-on-11 format, recently unveiled its plans to expand into the United States. Adding to the intrigue, the league has tapped YouTube star iShowSpeed to serve as its league president, signaling a deliberate push toward blending traditional sports with digital-age entertainment and influencer culture. In a bold Instagram announcement, Beckham was revealed as one of the league's new team owners, alongside several other high-profile collaborators. The news immediately sparked curiosity, as fans and analysts alike tried to reconcile Beckham's reputation as an elite football talent with a sudden pivot toward a sport that, while global, is far removed from the gridiron. The league itself has built a rapid following overseas, capturing attention with its fast, action-packed games and emphasis on entertainment value, and the addition of a name like Beckham is expected to provide a substantial boost as it takes its first steps in the American market. The decision reflects a broader trend of athletes diversifying their careers, exploring opportunities beyond the confines of their original sport, and positioning themselves as entrepreneurs and influencers in entirely new arenas. While the Ballers League announcement was already making waves, Beckham's name would appear in another surprising headline shortly afterward, this time connected directly to his roots in football. NFL legend Tom Brady recently confirmed that he will participate in the Fanatics Flag Football Classic, scheduled for March 21, 2026, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, as part of the much-anticipated Riyadh season. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Beckham will join Brady on this star-studded roster, which also includes household names such as Rob Gronkowski, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Sauce Gardner, Myles Garrett, and Tyreek Hill. The event is being billed as an international spectacle, a showcase designed not just to entertain, but to demonstrate the growing global appeal of American football. For Beckham, the event represents an opportunity to remain in the public eye, to demonstrate his skills, and perhaps even to send a message to NFL teams that, despite a less-than-stellar 2024 campaign, he still possesses the talent and drive that once made him one of the most feared wide receivers in the league. Beckham's status in the NFL, however, remains shrouded in uncertainty. After a decade-long career that has seen breathtaking highs and unfortunate lows, he enters a phase in which every move, both on and off the field, is scrutinized. His career began with the New York Giants, where he spent 4 years establishing himself as a superstar, producing some of the most iconic moments in recent football history. From there, he joined the Cleveland Browns in 2019, though his time there was interrupted by injuries and inconsistencies that prevented him from fully realizing his potential. Midway through the 2021 season, Beckham was released, prompting a move to the Los Angeles Rams, where he experienced a career resurgence and played an instrumental role in the team's Super Bowl victory. That triumph, however, was followed by a devastating ACL injury that sidelined him for the entirety of the 2022 season, challenging both his physical capabilities and mental resilience. Demonstrating remarkable determination, Beckham returned to the field in 2023 with the Baltimore Ravens, showcasing flashes of his former brilliance before signing with the Dolphins the following year. Despite a statistical downturn in Miami, his insistence that he has no plans to retire signals a willingness to continue pursuing opportunities, whether in the NFL or through alternative sports ventures. The announcement of Beckham's involvement with the Ballers League and the upcoming flag football event with Brady could be interpreted in multiple ways. On one hand, these moves highlight his versatility and ability to adapt, embracing opportunities that extend beyond traditional football. On the other hand, they underscore the precarious nature of his current professional situation. While he remains a name that generates headlines and commands attention, the reality of his NFL prospects is murky at best. For fans, this dual narrative is both exciting and perplexing. Beckham is a player who has consistently defied expectations, producing moments of pure magic on the field. Yet he now finds himself navigating a professional landscape that demands creativity, entrepreneurship, and strategic positioning. The combination of off-field ventures and selective on-field appearances may very well become a blueprint for how veteran athletes extend their careers and maintain relevance in an era defined by digital media, global branding, and cross-sport collaboration. Beckham's involvement in the Fanatics Flag Football Classic is particularly noteworthy. Flag football, a non-contact version of the sport, is gaining traction internationally, and events like this one are being designed to appeal to both diehard fans and casual viewers who might be unfamiliar with traditional football rules. By joining forces with Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, and other superstar talents, Beckham positions himself as a central figure in what could be a transformative moment for the sport. Riyadh, with its ambitious vision for hosting international sporting events, offers a global stage on which Beckham can showcase his athleticism, charisma, and continued relevance. For analysts and fans, the pairing of Beckham with Brady is symbolic. It represents a bridge between eras, a fusion of past NFL greatness with present-day innovation and experimentation. It also serves as a reminder that Beckham's career, while undeniably impacted by injuries and shifting team dynamics, continues to be defined by his willingness to take risks, explore new arenas, and remain at the forefront of public consciousness. The timing of these announcements is fascinating. Coming on the heels of a challenging season in Miami, they suggest a deliberate effort by Beckham to reshape his narrative, to assert control over how he is perceived, and to open doors that may eventually lead back to the NFL, or perhaps to entirely new ventures that redefine what it means to be a professional athlete in the 21st century. The Ballers League partnership, in particular, signals a recognition that Beckham's influence extends far beyond his on-field accomplishments. He is a brand, a personality, and a figure capable of attracting attention to emerging projects. For young athletes, his path serves as both inspiration and cautionary tale. The highs of fame are intoxicating, but adaptability, vision, and resilience are essential for long-term success. Ultimately, Beckham's story remains in flux. He has experienced the exhilaration of being a global superstar, the agony of injuries that threaten to derail a career, and the uncertainty of navigating an NFL landscape that is ever-changing. His latest ventures, ownership in the Ballers League and participation in the Fanatics Flag Football Classic alongside Brady, underscore a relentless pursuit of relevance and opportunity. Whether these moves lead him back to the NFL, establish him as a cross-sport entrepreneur, or position him as a key figure in the international expansion of American football remains to be seen. What is undeniable, however, is that Odell Beckham Jr. continues to captivate the sports world, proving that even when the traditional path seems uncertain, the ability to adapt, innovate, and remain in the public eye can create entirely new possibilities. Fans and analysts alike will be watching closely, curious to see how this next chapter unfolds, knowing that with Beckham, the only predictable element is that nothing about his journey will ever be ordinary. Beckham's evolution from electrifying NFL receiver to sports entrepreneur and global ambassador reflects a broader trend in modern athletics, where influence, branding, and multimedia presence often intersect with traditional performance metrics. His willingness to embrace unconventional opportunities suggests a mindset that values growth, adaptability, and the cultivation of a personal legacy that transcends any single league or sport. In a world where the lines between athlete, celebrity, and entrepreneur are increasingly blurred, Beckham exemplifies the modern athlete who navigates multiple spheres of influence with skill and strategy. The coming months will be pivotal. The NFL doors may still swing open, but even if they do not, Beckham has positioned himself in a space where his impact on fans, the sporting landscape, and global perception of American football remains profound. As March 21st, 2026, in Riyadh draws near, the anticipation surrounding the Fanatics Flag Football Classic continues to build. Fans of football, followers of Beckham, and casual sports enthusiasts will all have a chance to witness a convergence of talent, legacy, and entertainment unlike anything seen before. Alongside Brady and a roster filled with elite athletes, Beckham will once again be at the center of the action, reminding the world that while the circumstances of a career may shift, the ability to inspire, excite, and entertain is timeless. His story serves as a testament to resilience, reinvention, and the enduring power of star power in the modern sports ecosystem. Odell Beckham Jr., despite the twists and turns of his NFL journey, remains a name that commands attention, a figure whose next move, whether in football, entrepreneurship, or international exhibition, will be watched with keen interest by fans and pundits around the world. In a career defined by spectacular highs and challenging setbacks, the next chapter promises to be no less compelling, a narrative in which Beckham's drive, personality, and ambition continue to take center stage, reminding everyone that in the world of sports, few figures embody the intersection of talent, risk-taking, and reinvention quite like Odell Beckham Jr. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? In what is quickly becoming the shockwave of the NFL season, the Miami Dolphins and the entire football community are reeling after news broke that head coach Mike McDaniel has reportedly requested to step down from his position. The rumblings began quietly, whispers that seemed almost impossible to believe given McDaniel's meteoric rise in the coaching ranks and his innovative offensive strategies that had so many analysts pegging the Dolphins as a team on the brink of something truly special. It's not often that a coach, especially one so young and dynamic, makes such a dramatic move at the peak of his perceived trajectory, and already fans, pundits, and insiders are scrambling to piece together what could possibly be behind this stunning decision. Sources close to the team, who spoke under the veil of anonymity, suggest that McDaniel's resignation was not a spur-of-the-moment decision, but rather the culmination of months of internal struggles, disagreements, and personal reflections that have now reached a tipping point. Speculation is running wild across social media, with hashtags trending about McDaniel's next move, the future of the Dolphins, and, of course, the vacuum this leaves in one of the most promising rosters in the league. The timing couldn't be more dramatic, as the NFL season is still in full swing, and such a sudden leadership change could have ripple effects that go far beyond Miami. From the outside, McDaniel's tenure with the Dolphins has appeared almost flawless. He was lauded for his innovative offensive schemes, his ability to adapt quickly to in-game situations, and his charismatic leadership that seemed to resonate not just with the players, but with the broader Dolphins organization. Yet, as some insiders have hinted, there may have been a disconnect behind the scenes. Rumors suggest that philosophical differences with upper management over roster decisions, free agent acquisitions, and overall team strategy may have created tensions that were impossible to reconcile. Some sources claim McDaniel had been quietly lobbying for more control over personnel moves, wanting to build a team around his vision without interference, and that resistance to these requests gradually eroded his patience and enthusiasm. There's also chatter that personal considerations may have played a role. McDaniel is known as a private individual who values family and personal balance, and there are whispers that the relentless pressure of coaching in the NFL, combined with the constant scrutiny and high stakes, may have contributed to a decision that stunned everyone who knows him professionally. Meanwhile, the Dolphins' locker room is said to be in a state of quiet disbelief. Veteran players who had developed a strong rapport with McDaniel are reportedly struggling to reconcile the news with the reality that one of the league's brightest young minds might be leaving the very team they believed could contend for the championship. According to some accounts circulating among insiders, there was a private meeting in which McDaniel broke the news to his players, a moment described as emotional and charged with tension. Sources say some players were visibly shocked, others trying to maintain composure, and a few reportedly expressed concern about the timing of the resignation, given the team's schedule and the delicate momentum they had built. Coaches and support staff are said to be equally unsettled, facing the challenge of maintaining stability in the midst of such a seismic shift. Rumors suggest that the Dolphins front office is now scrambling to put together a plan, weighing whether to pursue an interim head coach from within the current staff or to immediately start exploring external candidates, knowing that the next hire could define the franchise for years to come. Adding another layer to the intrigue, there are murmurings that McDaniel may not be stepping away from football entirely. While some speculate that a sabbatical or personal break is the likely route, others hint at the tantalizing possibility of him being courted by other NFL franchises, perhaps even in a head coaching capacity that would offer him full autonomy over team decisions. The rumor mill is alive with potential destinations, ranging from teams with struggling offenses desperate for a visionary to franchises with a stable roster but needing a spark to reach the next level. Sports insiders are already debating the impact such a move could have on league dynamics, with some predicting a domino effect where multiple teams might shift their coaching staff in response, creating a cascade of changes that could redefine the NFL landscape in the coming months. Fans, of course, are consuming every scrap of information like wildfire. Online forums, Twitter threads, and sports podcasts are inundated with theories, from speculation about personal conflicts to narratives that frame McDaniel as a visionary misunderstood by the organization. Some fans express outrage, feeling that the team is losing a leader who could have led them to a championship, while others adopt a more sympathetic perspective, suggesting that McDaniel's mental health and personal well-being are paramount and deserve respect above all else. The social media response has been dramatic, with hashtags such as #McDanielShockwave, #DolphinsDrama, and #NFLChaos trending across multiple platforms, illustrating just how far-reaching and deeply felt this news is. Analysts are poring over his past seasons, dissecting every play call, every controversial decision, trying to read the signs that may have hinted at this unexpected resignation long before it became public. The media frenzy is not limited to fan speculation. Major sports networks have begun circulating reports and commentary, each adding layers of narrative that, while grounded in some fact, often veer into the realm of rumor, further amplifying the story's intensity. Former players and coaches are being interviewed, offering their own interpretations, and some have openly questioned whether the Dolphins' ownership and front office bear responsibility for a potential misalignment with McDaniel's vision. Industry insiders suggest that this could mark a turning point for Miami, a franchise known for bold moves and headline-grabbing decisions, but now potentially facing the uncertainty of a leadership vacuum during a critical phase of the season. The question on everyone's lips is what happens next. Who can step into McDaniel's shoes? And will the team maintain cohesion and focus in the wake of such unexpected upheaval? Even beyond the Dolphins, the NFL world is buzzing. Rivals are reportedly watching closely, perhaps sensing an opportunity to exploit the instability, while coaches across the league may be taking notes on how this situation unfolded. Could this inspire other young coaches to assert more control over their teams? Or might it serve as a cautionary tale about the challenges of balancing innovation, personal vision, and organizational realities in one of the most demanding professional sports leagues in the world? Sports media outlets are hyping the story as a historic shock, comparing it to other sudden resignations and coaching exits that have altered the trajectory of franchises. And yet, many caution that McDaniel's case might be unprecedented in its combination of timing, circumstances, and the potential ripple effects across the league. As the days unfold, insiders predict that the Dolphins' front office will move quickly to stabilize the situation, potentially naming an interim coach while secretly courting candidates for a permanent position. Meanwhile, speculation about McDaniel's next move continues to escalate, with rumors of high-profile teams approaching him for interviews or advisory roles. Analysts are debating whether this resignation is a temporary hiatus or the start of a broader trend in coaching autonomy and management philosophy within the NFL. One thing is certain. The ripple effects of this shocking development will be felt for months, if not years, and every move by the Dolphins or McDaniel will be scrutinized through the lens of this unexpected, headline-grabbing shock. In the end, the story of Mike McDaniel stepping down as Miami Dolphins head coach is more than a single resignation. It's a seismic event in professional football, a moment that has left fans, players, coaches, and media alike questioning what they thought they knew about loyalty, leadership, and the pressures of the NFL. The rumor mill continues to churn, each new whisper adding fuel to a fire that shows no signs of burning out, and the entire football world waits with bated breath to see whether this is the end of McDaniel's era in Miami or just the prelude to an even more dramatic chapter in his career. One thing is undeniably clear. The NFL will never look at the Dolphins or coaching stability in quite the same way again. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.